Hey everyone, and welcome to Smuggler Stash. My name is Danny.
I'm Heather.
And today, we've got a lot to talk about. So full disclosure, we've had some technical difficulties with this
Not
episode.
my fault.
No one's passing blame. I'm just saying. So yes, so this episode did not want to be recorded,
No.
but we were making it be recorded. Dang it!
It will
It's gonna
bend
happen.
to our will.
So let's start off with last week's news this week.
Woo.
So cool. So diving right in, Battlefront 2. So by now it's released. We're playing it. We're loving it. And all of a sudden we get this nice message from EA. So I have the message here because I have feelings about it, Heather.
Do you have
Great
the feels?
feelings. I have the feels. They're negative feels. So this is unusual for me. Yeah. So let's go ahead and we'll start off with the statement here. So it says, as we approach the worldwide launch, already been released, it's clear that many of you feel there are still challenges in the design. We've heard the concerns about potentially giving players unfair advantages, and we've heard that this is overshadowing an otherwise great game. This was never our intention. Sorry we didn't get this right. We hear you loud and clear, so we're turning off all in-game purchases. We will now spend more time listening, adjusting, balancing, and tuning. This means that the option to purchase crystals in the game is now offline, and all progression will be earned through gameplay. The ability to purchase crystals in-game will become available at a later date, only after we've made changes to the game. We'll share more details as we work through this. Oscar Gabrielson, General Manager at DICE. Yes. So, my thing, in-game purchases, all that kind of stuff, the microtransactions, loot crates, never bothered me. It's kind of one of those things is like, it's optional. If you want to participate. If you don't. I've never been one that's been, like, I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm not competitive because, I mean, I've had a few times where I've wanted to throw the remote across the room for sure. But at the same time, I've never like, oh, he beat me because he has an unfair advantage or he must be pay to win or something like that. Like, I get it, and I get why people would feel that way. I don't know. It's just not me, though. Like, when I heard about this, I was just kind of like, I mean, really, in all honesty, I thought more of how it'll affect other gaming in the gaming world, like Call of Duty, Overwatch, all these other games that do have this loot crate system, because a lot of people were accusing it of gambling. Well, that's ridiculous.
The Belgium gaming board actually declared it gambling.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. See, I don't understand how it would be, though,
I didn't finish the article. I just read the little excerpt, and I was like, interesting. I probably should have read it now that I...
That's okay. I don't know. I could see it being gambling if you were to spend money on loot crates and have the possibility of getting nothing.
Right.
That's where I could see it being gambling. This way, I mean, you're getting something. I don't know that I've even had duplicates of anything. I mean, obviously, you've got your currency, your crafting parts, things like that. But other than that, I don't know that I've received any duplicates of anything. So it's like you're still building on top of whatever you have, and it may not be always what you want, but you do have the opportunity to craft said things.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a grind, definitely. And then since they reduce the cost for the main characters and everything, I mean, in all honesty, that's better. I mean, I don't know. Like, what do you think?
I feel that it is beneficial to people like me who are not hardcore gamers. I will have an opportunity to play Luke, even though I don't play 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't. But I do feel that if you are going to pay for your character, that should be denoted in some way. Or that if you're going to earn your character over time or skill, that should be denoted in some way, maybe. Like, have a little star over those that actually spent the time to earn that character.
Some extra incentive.
Yeah, so that you could say, look what I did, you know. And if you don't have the star, you know that somebody paid with crystals to get it, or
Mhm.
I don't know how it all works, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I haven't played enough, but I truly feel that in order for everyone to feel that it would be fair, that there should be some kind of demarcation
Hmm.
between them. But I do feel that those options should be accessible to those of us that need that option in order to really enjoy the game.
I completely agree with that, and I like the idea of like if you do the grind, it's not like you're getting the same thing these people could pay for. I mean, like
Right,
something different,
right,
a different star card, or even maybe another hero of hey,
right.
you completed
Maybe
this or you
your
put in this
hero
time.
has an extra 5 to something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe a little stat
Extra
jump or something like
shields,
that.
or I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know the stats. I'm just,
yeah, I
but
got you.
yeah, maybe there's something that you can earn that you can't buy.
Hmm.
That's where they're failing.
Hmm.
Is they want you to have a sense of accomplishment to earn a certain thing, but then that guy over there could just pay for the exact same thing.
Yeah, I got you.
So they need to decide whether
Hmm.
they want people to earn it or they want people to buy it.
Absolutely. And again, I can see where that frustration would come in
I
for
can
those who
too.
are really into the game, who
When
are
when
really,
you've spent $80 on a game and you can't play your favorite character, that is frustrating.
oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I definitely, I mean, and that's the thing is like in this statement, the whole thing about adjusting and balancing and tuning, I
Right.
do think that there do need to be adjustments in some respects.
I do too.
Nothing that I found that just greatly just stands out at me is like, oh my gosh, I hate this game. Nothing like that. But I mean, it can only improve. In all honesty,
I tell
I
you
mean,
what, I
yeah.
do. I like the game.
Oh yeah.
Like the actual game itself, the mechanics, it's very
Hmm.
beginner friendly. Um, my son has I have sworn him to secrecy. He has finished the campaign,
Oh. Oh my goodness.
and it is great.
So I think you're in blackmail territory at this point, right? No, I'm just teasing.
So he he hasn't been telling me anything.
Mhm.
He said, "Well, I figured out such and such," and I said, "Oh yeah, how'd you do that?" And he goes, "I can't tell you."
Oh goodness.
So yeah,
Yeah.
he's doing a really good job. He loves the game, but he's 11. I'm a
Hmm.
beginner. I can see where a hardcore gamer might not appreciate that someone else can be at the same level as them. But
Hmm.
to me, I don't care whether someone's at the same level as me as long as I'm having a good time.
Absolutely. And I completely agree with you. So I'm definitely excited to see what changes will be made
Me too.
as far as how they cope with this outcry and everything, and what they come up with, what solution there might be. Because in all honesty, I kind of feel like with a game where you can pay to become better, it should be a grind when you first start. I
Right.
don't feel like that should be something that should be open at the beginning, and maybe that's the
Well, we
real
were
argument.
playing it an hour into the launch, and people already
Right.
had Luke Skywalker, and I thought they had earned
Right.
them already. And I was
Exactly.
trying to figure out how that was possible, and now I know that they just
Hmm.
bought them. And but
Right.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I just
It was
now
just
I
one of
know
those.
that's
Oh,
how it
cool.
works, you
Yeah.
know.
Hmm.
But I will be doing the grind. I will not be buying
Absolutely.
my characters, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but that's me. I like the grind.
Hmm.
And
Definitely. Well, I feel like you learn more when you do that too. So.
exactly.
Hmm.
And if I want to do a character like a hero, I've been going into the arcade.
Right. Hmm.
And then I can practice with just about any hero I want.
Absolutely. I've been really loving Han Solo.
Yes.
He's been really fun to play. I've been playing all the arcades here of late. So yeah.
I love the arcades because I can't go into multiplayer yet because I'm not good enough. But I've been doing the arcades so that I can practice my skills and stuff, and so yeah.
Develop those mad skills.
Yeah, develop those mad skills, man.
So cool. So yeah, I mean, and like I said, I'm looking forward to what this solution or what their answer ends up being. I've heard rumors that it might come around the Last Jedi release or right after when they do the Last Jedi season,
right?
Which makes sense. So I'm interested to see how the system's been revamped at that point.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I wonder how much the Last Jedi add-on is going to be.
From what I understand, the DLC is not supposed to cost anything extra.
Okay.
Now, with that said, I mean, you got Luke and all those where you're having to pay credits for, so I would imagine the same thing will probably translate. You just may get different loot crates and different abilities you can get and stuff like that.
It was funny the other day though, because Seth, my son, was like, I won Yoda, and it turns out he didn't win Yoda. He won like a card.
One of the star cards.
Yeah,
oh
for
man.
Yoda. I was like, baby, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a you poor thing moment.
Yeah. It's like first world problem, baby.
Yeah. So cool. So moving on to the rest of the news that we have. So we got some Thrawn news. I'm stinking excited about. Yeah. So first off, we got our first look last week at the Thrawn cover for the first issue of Thrawn for the comic. Yes, which was really cool. Fabio Thrawn and the clone troopers and everything. So I've heard that there are supposed to be additional stories or add on to the story.
Because when I first saw the cover, I thought it was from when he was rescued. And the more I look at it, because of the clone trooper and everything, it makes me wonder if this is when he was deposited.
I would love to see that. And why? Which obviously we know he's kind of the spy.
Well, yeah, but we want to know why the clone troopers seem to be incapacitated.
Oh, yeah. Because they met Thrawn. That's
Order
why.
66 had some, I don't know. We'll see.
Don't know. Yeah. I'm definitely excited to see that. I'm excited for that comic series. Because like you and I had talked about, I think on the last Smuggler Stash, actually, with the comics, I'm cool with an adaptation of the book and everything, but give me a reason.
Something new.
Yeah. Give me something new. Give me a reason to buy this comic rather than just buying a picture book.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because I have an imagination. I don't really need your pictures for my imagination. What I need is more story. That's what I need.
Story junkies.
I'm a story junkie. I am.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So that's really exciting. That's supposed to be coming, I believe, February. I'm not sure. I think it's February 7th or something like that. But yeah, so February 2018 is when to expect that. And we'll definitely be reviewing that and talking about that here. Thrawn's our boy, for sure.
Thrawn.
And in addition to that, as of when we're recording this, they just released the final cover for Thrawn Alliances.
I know! And I'm trying to figure out, okay, so Vader is on the cover, so he does not have a passing role. He is the Alliance.
Yes, he is. That's there. That's happening.
That is happening. And I apologize for anyone else listening about this octave that I'm reaching. I'm getting my voice back. But yeah, it's not going to be a passing role. I mean, he's there. He's on the cover.
Oh yeah. I'm predicting a Thrawn and Vader buddy cop adventure.
Yeah, it makes you wonder who's going to be good cop. No, we know exactly who's going to be good cop.
Out of the two, yeah. I wonder if it follows the Thrawn novel. Well, I mean, I guess it would have to in some capacity because he's already Grand Admiral on the cover.
Right.
So yeah, so he would absolutely have to. I'm just excited to see what that story is going to be.
I think it's
especially
going to
when
be
he,
right after
yeah.
Rebels, personally. I think it's going to be right after
Ooh.
Rebels. And it's going to, you know, be dealing with
Hmm.
Rebels.
Right.
The
Well,
rebellion as a, you know,
mhm,
that's my theory.
definitely. In thinking about it too, so, and spoiler for anybody who doesn't want to know, but in the Thrawn novel, we left off with him meeting Vader and how it
Not being
baffled
able
him
to
how he,
read him.
yes. And so I'm wondering, I want Thrawn to figure out that this is Anakin
Right,
or find something.
because he's met Anakin. I mean, him and
Hmm.
Anakin, that's why he was on that exiled
Yeah.
planet. So,
Hmm.
yeah, that's what I think that it's going to be.
There's so much that I want to happen in that book.
But I have my not misgivings like that it's not going to be great. I mean, because
Oh, it'll be great.
it's going to be great. But I have my misgivings on how allianced they are.
True.
Because when we left, Thrawn is worried about the Death Star being made.
Hmm.
And Vader seems, I just can't wait
Oh yeah.
to get that side of Vader. Because I
Hmm.
haven't read the original trilogy yet. I've seen it, of course, but I haven't read it. And I haven't gotten that insight into Vader
Hmm.
yet. And I'm looking forward to getting inside of his head.
Oh yeah, an absolute future Holocron book club, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolute top pick, I'm sure. Doesn't matter what is out at that time. It's gonna be Thrawn Alliances. So yeah, so that's the other exciting news. What I'm most excited about, to be honest with you, when I saw that cover, I was like, "Oh, I have to
I
have
know.
it.
I saw
I
it
need
today,
it
and I
now."
was like, "Oh, I'm sending that."
Oh yeah, and thank you for that. That brightened my day. So cool. So you ready to move on to our comics for the week?
I am.
Sweet. So you want to go ahead and introduce those for us?
Okay, so up first is Aphra number 14.
Yes.
Okay, so we open with Tolvin, Lieutenant Tolvin,
No longer
former
captain. Yep.
captain,
She's had a
and
bad week.
being made fun of by her commanding officer. And then, so Aphra thinks she's cute, and they're flirting and everything, and boom
Goes everything.
goes everything. And then, okay, so the moment you hear, "No, sweet Shelley, say it right,"
Oh my gosh. Gave me the
it
creeps.
gives you the creeps. And it's like, I know you can't really see him well but I made a
Oh,
little trip
000.
um, because you know he's got little needles in his fingers, and he's
And he's
putting his
touching
cold
her.
little hand
Yeah.
on her shoulder with those.
Yeah.
But that is, because I saw her activate him
Hmm.
in the very first Vader,
Yeah. The
like
very first run. Yeah.
run of Vader, and so I'm like, weird. She made a choice to activate this guy. It's like Sabine's. It was a series of unfortunate,
Oh yeah.
mistakes.
Quite a few.
Unfortunate decisions. I can't remember exactly the quote, but
Oh yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, seeing 000 as like mob boss 000, to say it right, yes, master, and stuff
yes,
like that. It was
that's
just
what
like,
got it.
oh my gosh. But I mean, like, it makes sense for his character, and that's what I like. That it's not out of any like it's not out of left field.
Right.
At the same time, this one left me like going, is that all? Is that the end of the book?
Yeah,
Because I was
because
like, how are you going to just leave it like that? Like, what?
I swiped because I buy them on
Mhm.
ebook, but I swiped and it was like next issue, and I was like, no,
No.
wait, no, no.
Come back. Come back.
So now I'm in the 5 stages of book grief. And
Yeah.
yeah. Lieutenant Talbot, the look on her face when everything blows up and she's the lone survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's game on right there. Like,
It
there's
is
no
game
way.
on. And if she survives it, which she
Mhm.
will, because they wouldn't have made the look on her face if she wasn't going to survive. And
Or given us any semblance of a backstory either.
Right.
So yeah,
yeah,
I wonder if Talvin's going to have any hand in trying to win out this thing with 000. That would be cool. I just now thought about that. So yeah, because I mean, otherwise, why leave her around? Kind of like a reluctant allies kind of thing. Kind of like how it was with the Eternal Roar when they were there. It was like, hey, we got a ship. I don't have a ship anymore. Let's join forces. So yeah, I could see that happening for sure.
I do too.
Cool.
I just wonder how she's going to be able to convince Talvin that she didn't have anything to do with the entire settlement being blown up.
Right. Even though she was there, and it's not that much of a jump.
The getaway car.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So that's gonna. I'm interested to see that story. I'm really excited for the Aphra line right now.
I am too.
I was kind of on the fence with Rur, that whole thing. Like, some of the moments were cool, some were kind of like, I mean, all right. But this one, I'm really excited. Like, it's been a long time since I've had a comic and I was like going through it. I was sucked in and then it ended. And I'm like, what? It's like, where's the rest of it? Give me the rest of it. So, yeah.
So, our next comic is Vader number 8.
Yay!
Yay! I loved the cover.
Yes, the cover is gorgeous.
Okay, so in case, I'm sure you could see it. If you can and you're just listening, Vader is meditating by floating above, and just all of his gear, his cape and his mask and everything is just floating around him, and
it looks so cool.
It is amazing. It is epic.
Oh yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Yes.
Yeah, it was, and we opened with him meditating, and you had a very good theory about half of him being in shadow and half of him being in light.
Yes. So that panel really intrigued me because I like weird Star Wars stuff. And that was the weirdest looking panel I have seen in a very long time. And so, like, it's kind of reminiscent of the cover, where he's kind of in that meditative crossed legs and floating, but he's in like this otherworldly plane, where like these like light butterflies are around, and it's like these tendrils that are red and black. To me, it looks like the dark side and the light side. But what's peculiar about it is that the image of Vader. It's not like his face or anything like that. It's just like an outline. But like the top half of him is like this red and black, tendrily, crazy looking, swirling darkness. But the bottom half of him is just white, like light. It glows like light and everything. And so I had a couple of thoughts on it. So first off, I'm thinking, to me, being Vader, it looks like he's purging the light out of him. Because it's almost like a meter of, okay, well, where are you at and everything on this, and darkness is more him than the light is in this image. But it also made me think of how Luke was always like, "There's still light in you, there's still good in you," and stuff like that. And so you kind of see the process of Vader, of him becoming that dark entity, that just solid, merciless being, because even in these comics where he was training the Inquisitors and all that, he's still dealing out a level of mercy, whether it be very finite and very twisted and messed up. He still is. So I mean, by chopping off limbs and all this other kind of stuff, and so I mean, it makes me kind of wonder what that means and if we'll see that kind of thing again. I really think it would be interesting seeing him trying to purge the light and how he would do that. So I don't know. I think that'd be really cool.
I think, because I've thought about it since we
Mhm.
first talked about it, and I think that that is really cool because maybe he's got like those toxin things stuck
Mhm.
to the bottoms of his feet.
Yeah.
And so when he meditates, it like just all the all the light toxins just go.
He's purging the midichlorians.
He's purging the light through the not
Yeah.
literally but like
Yeah.
um and I think that as the light builds up in him
Hmm.
during the day, he does that meditative state to
To
purge it
push it
from
out.
him on a daily basis
Hmm.
because you can't be in the light for what
Hmm.
23 years or
I
all,
got you.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm just gonna kill babies
Just
and
turn out of nowhere.
and be a
Yeah.
bad guy for the rest of my life. I
Yeah.
mean, there. I mean, it's a process.
Hmm. Well, and that's the thing is that Luke saw conflict in him,
Yeah,
and so and then Vader thought that he was too far gone to have that conflict. That, oh no, I'm pure darkness. I've done this, and now it's almost like we can see why he may have believed that,
right,
or how that may have, because it would be really cool to see that fight with the light back and forth,
right.
kind of reminiscent of Ben Solo. That call to the light. Maybe that's a Skywalker thing.
Yes. Maybe
But
it's a Jedi thing.
maybe it's a
Maybe it's
Jedi
a
thing.
Sith thing.
Yeah.
I mean, not
Yeah.
saying Palpatine ever really worried about, but you don't know
Mhm.
because we don't know Palpatine's story.
That's true. Maybe one day, Heather. Maybe one day. But yeah, but I thought that was really a cool part of it too. I also really enjoyed the CSI Vader. That was really neat.
Yes. Okay, so bomb goes off, and he's like, well, you're wrong, as he puts together this billion piece puzzle
Right.
with his brain.
Yep. And nobody realizes he's doing it until it's
No,
there.
but I love watching his brain work
Hmm.
because yeah, we know he's smart, we know he's an engineer, he's a genius, blah blah
He's a
blah.
fixer, yeah.
But I just I don't know, in the movies you don't see him working things out very often. You see him as the lackey, you see him as the
Hmm.
enforcer, you see him you know doing his Vader
Yeah.
thing. But in this one, you get to see that he has cognitive abilities of his own.
Hmm. Absolutely.
He's able to come up with his own ideas, his own
Hmm.
plans, his own, things. And I really like that.
Hmm. Oh, absolutely. I love that we're getting not the Emperor's dog is basically.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
because I mean
mean,
that's how he was in the original trilogy up until Return of the Jedi, where they gave him a semblance of his own kind of
right,
thing, but at the same time, the whole time he was the enforcer. He was the ringer that they called
right,
in when things got really bad, kind of like what
right.
they do with Kylo in Force Awakens. He's the ringer that they call in when nobody else can do it but him, or they need to make a statement or something like that.
Because of that, um, I was never really a Vader fan. Like
Okay.
when I watching the movies and okay, you're bad. I get it. You're a bad guy.
Yeah.
And you carry a big stick and you hit
Yeah.
people with it. Um, I love these comics because he fears for his life at this point.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, this world is new and his new master will just kill him if he doesn't
Oh yeah.
do everything perfectly. And I also like the last run of Vader
Hmm.
because you got to see after he messed up, you
Yeah.
know. So anyway, I'm really loving this line. Now,
Oh,
this
definitely.
particular one, I'm with you. It wasn't
Hmm.
like a standout. Woo! This is the
Yeah.
best episode or issue ever.
Hmm.
But I really liked it. But
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about the end.
Oh, of course. Get your filthy hands off my books.
Get your filthy hands off my books. I love it.
That was
I
you
hate it,
embodied
and I
in a
love it.
comic.
Yes, I love it, and I hate it all at the same time.
I agree. I completely agree.
Because it's not Jocasta Nu. It's me.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's
you.
funny. And it's totally me. Like, dude, you got your hands on my books. But
Yeah.
it's not Jocasta Nu. I mean, she has the fate of the Jedi in her hands. And he's throwing her books. And so she's going to jump on the table like she's had too much to drink. And, you know, I guess whatever, man.
I'm with you. I loved it and hated it simultaneously because, yes, part of a different story, that would have been cool.
Yes.
Not this one.
I laughed out loud. It was funny.
Right.
And then
and I don't think that it was intended to be. That's the worst part. Yeah.
And that's the problem, is that I laughed because I was like, she would not have done that, but I would have.
Right.
That's something I would have done.
Right. Well, and the whole time, so I get the stay on mission, because yes, the archives mean a lot to her. She's rebuilt it in a cave.
Yes.
So obviously it means a lot to her. That's established. But the whole stay on mission. Okay, she gets it. She's on mission. Cool. She's walking back by, and it bothers you that much that you will jeopardize everything
your
for the
life,
Jedi,
all of these children's lives,
for a book. Yeah, and then on top of that, I mean, she's Vader meat now.
Yeah, she's dead.
She's gone. That's it. Yeah.
She's not the greatest Jedi. I mean,
well, I wonder if Vader will erase her from the archives, because then she won't exist.
She won't exist. And you know what's funny is he's probably going to erase her from
right.
physically.
Oh, she's done for. And that's the thing is, with Aphra, we don't really know what's coming yet. I did not see that ending with 000 from a mile away. I did not at all.
I didn't see him being her master.
Right.
I saw him. I thought that I knew it was coming. I did not realize it was coming so soon.
Oh, yeah.
But, while I was seeing Aphra with Triple and with BT, I was like, how long are these bots going to last? Because, that reminds me of peeling skin from flesh, or flesh from bone,
yeah.
And, it's funny and everything, but that domesticated wild things don't stay domesticated for very long.
It's true. She's biding her time. But I mean, and that's the thing is, I'm hooked with Aphra.
Yes.
Vader 8, I'm hooked because it's Vader. That's why.
I'm hooked because of there are scenes of just gloriousness. Like the first half of the comic
was
amazing.
Really good. Yes. It was really, really good.
It wasn't until the end that I lost it.
Because then it was just kind of like, all right, well, now we know the next issue she's going to be showing down between her and Vader, and we know who wins that fight because she's not in any other story after that.
Because we've never heard of her before after that.
Right. So yeah, I don't like the predictableness of that part because, like you said, the first half was great. The second,
they can pull it out, I mean, hey, maybe they'll surprise us.
Maybe. I'm hoping. I want to be surprised.
I would love to be surprised. It's hard to surprise me. I would love it.
Maybe they'll try spinning. That's a neat trick.
Yeah. Like a ceiling
fan. So cool.
There is one more item of business that I would like to attend to.
Sure. Go ahead.
You had an amazing weekend.
Yes, I did.
And I want to talk about it because I need to talk about it.
Absolutely. So, yes. So this past weekend was Heroes and Villains Fan Fest in Atlanta. I have never been to this con before. Fan Fest. I have never been to this Fan Fest before. But I mean, it was so much fun. So what we ended up doing, I went with my dad, my uncle, and my brother, and we brought the BB-8 droids. If you guys were following along with our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, you would have seen some of the antics that we got ourselves into that were really fun. Most notably, we freaking met Ming-Na Wen.
Oh, no.
For you guys who don't know who she is, she was Mulan in the animated series or in the animated movie for Disney. And most recently, Agent Melinda May, the Cavalry from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think she was also in Stargate Universe, if I'm not mistaken.
She? Okay. Cool. Yeah, I didn't know that.
But that's more my genre. But
but it was really cool because so we were at her panel, and one of the questions they asked, like, if you could be in any other movie or franchise or whatever, what would it be? She's like, Star Wars, like without missing a beat, Star Wars. We're like, okay, cool. What would you want to be in Star Wars? She's like, I think I could be a Jedi or something like the Jedi Master would be really cool and everything. And then all of a sudden the gears start working. I'm like, oh man, what can we fan cast her as? Because I would love this. Like she's a great person. And so we were like, okay, that's the end of it. That was cool because we tried to get one of the droids to come up and ask a question, but they have a mind of their own sometimes and it didn't quite work out. So we were just kind of driving them around, having fun with them and everything. And so we decided to take it into the autograph area. Well, we round the corner and literally it's the Stefan, I think Kapisic. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but he was. I don't want to butcher it. I'm sorry if I did. But he was Colossus in Deadpool. We met him, which was really, really cool. That was later on, but we rounded the corner. He wasn't there, but Ming-Na Wen was over there doing autographs. She was finishing up her last one and everything. And so we were driving by, and she like just yells out, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!" and comes out from behind her booth to us to come see us and talk to us and all this other kind of stuff. It was like loving on BB-8, gave him hugs, all this other kind of stuff.
That is crazy.
And then on top of that,
BB-8.
Right? It's like, hey, I'm here.
Hey.
But it's like she just fell in love with the droid and like immediately was like, who did this? Whose are these? And we all pointed to my dad who built them. And backing up a little bit before that is really hilarious because he was going as Luke. Went so far as to have a glove where he painted silver for the robotic hand, all that kind of stuff. Anybody who asked him that, he said he was Luke. He was Luke. He even had BB-8's controller was Luke's from Return of the Jedi. It was his lightsaber. Ming-Na Wen looks over and she goes, Obi-Wan, get over here. I want a picture with you. And so the rest of the time, I was like, Dad, you're Obi-Wan. It's it. Mulan just said you're Obi-Wan, so you're Obi-Wan.
Well, I saw your dad's costume. It does look rather Jedi.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So I would have said Obi-Wan myself.
He got Obi-Wan quite a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, he really was gunning for Luke.
Never really wore any Jedi garb, did he?
So we're gonna, not until Force Awakens.
Right.
So yeah, so we're gonna have to get him in the proper Luke garb, so it's unmistakable. It just cracked us up so much because it was like, if Agent May tells you you're Obi-Wan, I'm sorry. You
are Obi-Wan for the rest of your life.
Because the whole time we were like, you answered to it, didn't you? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But it was real cool. I mean, she was just the sweetest human being. Like, I mean, she was great. It was really cool because, I mean, it didn't feel like you were talking to somebody who was a celebrity or someone that felt like they were above you, anything like that. She was real genuine, real nice. Like, if she was in a Star Wars movie, or she needs to be in a Star Wars movie. But like, I would be in a Star. She absolutely does.
Now I'm fan casting her.
Well, I heard a couple fan casts actually over the weekend. So one person said Sabine. So if Sabine survives the season, if she shows up in maybe the new trilogy or even on the live action that's supposed to be coming out, maybe Sabine. Someone else had said Dr. Aphra. I'm game for Aphra.
I'm game for Aphra. I kind of want to put a lightsaber in her hand, though, because that's what she truly wants.
Well, as someone else had said, I think it said Satel Shan from Old Republic. She dual wields a blue one.
Ooh, what if she was in the new, what I deem is going to be the Old Republic live action TV show?
I think that would be awesome. I would love that. I really would.
She would rock that.
And like I said, she's the most nicest person. Like the nicest person there. Huh? Most nicest. See, my grammar's gone.
My grammar be gone. Because I be
Yeah. Because I be Southern. But anyways. But yeah, so I mean, I think it would be great, and I mean, it was really awesome meeting her because, like, I mean, in all honesty, up until that point, the whole con, I mean, we were having fun. I mean, just hanging out as a group, but it was good. That made it amazing. Like that made all of our collective days, and it was great. And then the next day, we were like, cool. So it's worked the first time. Let's do it a second time, except we got a little bit more aggressive with it. We started driving the droids into their exit lines and like freaking out and everything. So there's pictures with Bruce Wayne from Gotham, David Mazouz, I think is how you say his name, the current Canary on Arrow, Juliana Harkvey. We met Echo Cullum, who's also on Arrow. Rick Gonzalez, I think is the name. From Arrow, but we met a lot of different people that were really impressed with them, really loved it. Got some pictures, so yeah.
The things that I wanted to, I saw you with some really epic cosplayers. Oh
yeah, definitely. So we actually met two people who we've been following on Instagram for a little bit of time. So at Lego Master Cole and at My Kind of Scum, both part of the Georgia Garrison for 501st. I found out later. Did not know that. But they came up as Wilro Hood. So for those of you who may not know, which maybe I'm the only one that didn't, but he's the guy in Empire Strikes Back who comes running around the corner as Lando and Leia are escaping with an ice cream maker under his arm. So his high-tech space age ice cream maker. So that they were dressed up as this character. It was really funny. We even did a little short video you may have seen on the Instagram story of BB9G chasing them down. Just a lot of fun. It was really cool meeting those guys. They were really awesome. Yes, and the babies. There was a little Oliver Queen. Again, on our Instagram, there's a little Oliver Queen who almost crawled for the first time. Their parents said that was the furthest he had ever gotten to crawling, and he was almost there too, trying to get to BB-8. I had the feels. Yeah. I mean, it was cool going around with the droids and everything, because I mean, I piloted BB-8 all weekend long, and it was just cool seeing all the kids that would come up to him. He's like, oh, BB-8, BB-8. And even though I didn't actually have full control of the sounds, any time it would talk to them after they said something, or even gone up to him and they would touch it and it would respond in some way, moving or whatever, it was alive to them. And it was the coolest thing. Like, I mean, there's pictures we got of kids just going up and they just wanted to hug BB-8. That's all they wanted to do, and we were all like, "Oh, be careful," and all this other kind of stuff. But like, there was a couple of girls little girls who ran up, and that's the first thing they did: drop to the floor and grab BB-8 and just hug him. And I was just like my heart melted.
But do you have any idea how technical that is?
Well, at least his head's not magnetic anymore, so there's that. That helps. But it was always real fun. Like the groups who would see BB-8 go by and just kind of like, oh, BB-8, and not do anything or whatever. Kind of like internally they were like, that's awesome, but I want to play it cool. Yeah, it was like, I want to play it cool.
BB-8.
Yeah. And so every single time I would drive, because nobody ever saw me piloting it because it was like a lightsaber, so you can't ever see the controller.
Right.
But I would drive them right up to them, and BB-8 would squawk at their feet or something like that. And just seeing people's faces light up was the highlight of my weekend. Just all that.
Too cool.
Yeah. We met a lot of people, a lot of cool celebrities, the cast of Arrow, all that kind of stuff. But that was the highlight, is getting to make people happy with Star Wars.
Yes.
It's really cool seeing what Star Wars can do. So yeah.
I love it.
Yes, that was my awesome weekend. Yes, definitely. So cool. So we have anything else on the agenda?
No, I just really wanted you to tell that story because it's an awesome story, and you had to share it. It's just,
absolutely. I hope I didn't ramble too much. It was really exciting. I had a blast. I had an absolute blast. And I also put up a post here recently for you guys to let us know what con you want us to come to. Because we want to start coming to more cons as much as we possibly can. Hey, maybe you'll even see the droids. And
alrighty, guys. So, if you want to find Kessel Run Weekly on social media, it's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Kessel Run Weekly. We also have all of our content at KesselRunWeekly.com. And for this episode of Smuggler Stash, I'm Heather.
And I'm Danny.
And may the Force be with you.